Today's world stage unfolds like a living tapestry, woven with politics, power, nature, and diplomacy, each thread pulling us into stories that span continents and reveal the complexity of our shared moment. Let's begin in Europe, where Hungary stands firm, refusing to loosen its embrace of Russian oil and gas despite mounting pressure from both the European Union and NATO. Most of Europe has been racing to untangle itself from Moscow's energy grip, cutting pipelines as a direct response to the war in Ukraine. Yet Hungary, quite deliberately, has gone the other way, boosting its pipeline gas imports this year and quietly positioning itself as the largest point of entry for Russian gas into the EU. The government insists this dependence is a matter of survival, warning of a 4% economic collapse if the tap was shut off overnight. But critics call this less an economic necessity and more a political decision, pointing out that alternatives exist. And so, the question lingers, is Hungary safeguarding its national interest or undermining European unity at a moment when solidarity matters most? From the politics of energy to the power of nature. Typhoon Matmo, after briefly weakening over the Philippines, has regained its strength and is now barreling toward China's Hainan province. Millions brace for its impact. Beyond the images of wind and water lies a deeper reminder that in an age of rising seas and shifting climates, storms like Matmo are not isolated events but part of a larger, turbulent pattern. They test the resilience of infrastructure, economies, and above all, the lives of those in their path. Meanwhile, the Maldives, long painted as a postcard paradise, is confronting a different storm, one of protest and political tension. Demonstrations against alleged corruption and shrinking freedoms have led to arrests, exposing fault lines beneath the turquoise waters and white sands. It's a story as old as democracy itself, the people pressing for transparency, governments responding with heavy hands, and a fragile balance between order and liberty playing out on one of the world's smallest but most symbolic stages. Across the waters in East Asia, history may be in the making. Japan's ruling party has elected Sane Takichi as its leader, placing her on the brink of becoming the nation's first female prime minister. In a country often defined by tradition and incremental change, her rise would mark a striking departure. Beyond the symbolism, her leadership could carry new energy into Japan's economic reforms, regional diplomacy, and social debates. Whether she redefines the pace of progress or reaffirms familiar policies, her ascent signals a fascinating new chapter in Japan's political story. And then, to the Middle East, where even a faint glimmer of hope carries enormous weight. Hamas has reportedly agreed in principle to a peace proposal in its long, bloody conflict with Israel. For the families of hostages still waiting, this news is both a cautious light and a source of renewed anxiety, because in this region, hope has too often been followed by heartbreak. At the same time, Egypt is preparing to host a Palestinian conference focused on Gaza's future, underscoring its role as mediator and